I'm Mary Spirito. I'm from New York City, and I am a healer and a coach. Yeah. So what originally drew me to ayahuasca was curiosity. I had a friend who had worked with ayahuasca, and I remember she needed a friend to help her integrate and to work with this plant medicine. I was like, oh, okay, so sure, I would love to do that. And as she was, I picked her up from the center, and she was telling me about her experience, and I remember thinking in the back of my mind, like, you took what and you did what? And it just completely blowing my mind. But then from there, I don't think that there's anything that exists as a coincidence in our world, because it planted this seed within inside of me that slowly but surely it grew and grew and grew, and it got to this point where I was like, I can't go another day unless I know that I'm doing this medicine. So this is actually, being at Soltara is my second time working with the medicine, but the experience was unlike ever before, and the relationship that I created with the medicine and with myself really was of such strength and devotion that I could never have even imagined. I chose Soltara because of a couple of factors. One, I had heard, of course, so many good things, but I understood that there was an intimacy of a container here, that there was a smaller group size than what I had been used to in my previous time working with the medicine, that there was the Shipibo tradition that uses the icaros, which are the songs that they sing in ceremony. And there was just that intuitive gut feeling that I had when I was talking to people who had been to Soltara, when I was looking into Soltara, that I just had this magnetic pull that I knew that I needed to come. So for my experience when coming here, honestly, my first time with working with ayahuasca, I felt like I worked through a lot of things. And being in my line of work with what I do with healing, I work on a lot of shadow work with trauma. So I'm kind of like always looking at my trauma and always looking at patterns and beliefs and behaviors and how they play out. And it's like the cosmic joke that like we think things are ironed out, right? When there's always so much to learn and there's always so much to work through. So I actually came here with more of like a curiosity. Like I knew I wanted to learn something. I knew that there was a reason why I had to be here, but I didn't know exactly why. And so coming into this experience, I was pretty open-minded. When creating intentions, I had two columns. I was like, things that I'm open to healing and things that I'm open to exploring and learning more about. And what I got from this experience was a restored sense of sovereignty in my body, and who I am that I never even knew that I needed. A depth was approached in my experience this time around working with the medicine that I think will change, that I know will change my life forever. The intimacy that I have with myself, the type of relationships that I think I will be able to have with not only the people that I work with, but the people in my life, I see this completely changing all of those containers. And I had some really intense experiences. And looking back at these experiences, even just like a day later or 2 days later, I can already feel a subtle but really dramatic shift in the way that I'm showing up in each interaction. I sent a voice note to someone even this morning. They were like, there's just like something in the frequency of your voice, like a type of peace that exists there that maybe didn't exist before. And I'm a peaceful person. And it just, I would say that the safety, the restored sense of self, like the ability to feel like I can show up truly even bigger and better than before, without maybe those subtle limitations that I didn't really see until she showed them to me. I'm very thankful for the shifts, and I believe that it will make me an even more integrated and magnetic version of myself. I'm looking forward to this next chapter and what I've learned with this medicine. I'm excited. I'm really pumped to like see what unfolds over the next couple months as well, because I feel like a lot of the work, it's seated in here. And yeah, you definitely have these aha moments that you're like, whoa, just mind blowing. But so much that I found with my last experience with the medicine that I can look forward to this experience now is like how the subtleties of what happened in ceremony unfold and percolate and come together to create experiences and opportunity unlike ever before. I feel like when you work with this medicine and you become really attuned with nature, right? And you become really in flow with what the universe, what always has been and will always be for you. So for me, it's like an attunement process. Like by working with this medicine, by choosing me, which is what you're doing when you're choosing the medicine, it puts you in a flow where you're now coming back into alignment with what has been and always will be yours. So that is what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to taking a lot of time to create time and space every single day to use the really actual tools that were given to me in ceremony, and to be able to implement them on the daily, every single day. Yeah. I would 10 out of 10 recommend Soltara to anyone who's looking for a place to work with the beautiful medicine of ayahuasca. I already know I'm going to be back. I'm like, when will that be? Like probably sooner than later. I actually don't think I can imagine going anywhere else now that I've experienced the medicine here, because not only the high frequency people that get drawn to this place, it seems, as witnessed with my group, but the impeccable container that was held by the staff, the facilitators, the maestros, everyone involved. You feel so held, especially with a medicine that is so involved, where you have to be so raw and vulnerable, where you're energetically, physically, and emotionally just completely wide open. You want a place where you know that you can be completely held, that no matter what arises, and trust me, I was tested on this, that they've got you. And I felt like that every step of the way.